Now, for a homeless encampment in Fountain Square cleared out after more than a month-long delay. I'm Ashton Hackman. I'll share the frustration from neighbors and hope from those who called the camp home.
And we're watching temperatures approaching 90 degrees, but there is some relief from this heat that may continue through the weekend. But when will it arrive? Your forecast coming up.
And debating free speech, the continued fallout following the decision to pull Jimmy Kimmel's late night talk show off the air. Live from Indy, you're watching 13 News. Good afternoon. Great to have you here with us on this Thursday. I'm Dustin Grove.
And I'm Anne-Marie Tiernan in for Felicia, who's off today. Thank you for watching 13 News at 4. We're going to have much more on those headline stories for you in just a moment. But first, we are counting down to tip-off because there's a big game tonight.
Sure is. And this is a must-win for the Fever. Tip-off against the Dream is at 7:30. Hopefully we can be Dream Crushers tonight down in Atlanta. We're live in College Park, Georgia, with the build-up to Game 3 ahead this half hour. But we start here at 4 o'clock with this right here. Cleanup crews from Indy DPW clearing out what was left of a homeless encampment in Fountain Square. This morning was the deadline for the people still at the camp to leave.
Neighbors have expressed their concerns about that encampment for months as the city and outreach groups say that they've been working to find a variety of solutions. Ashton Hackman joins us now live in studio tonight. And so, Ashton, this puts an end to this months-long encampment there in the Fountain Square area?
Yeah, and this wasn't the original deadline. It was supposed to be August 12th, more than a month ago. There were only a few people left when the new deadline was posted at the camp on Tuesday. This is what Leonard Street looked like then. Some tents still up and a few people hoping to find housing. This is what it looks like now. Only dumpsters and a pile of trash. The city tells us they've been working to get everyone from the camp into housing. It started in August, back when that original deadline was posted. I reached out to Streets to Home, who's leading the initiative. They wouldn't tell me if everyone has been connected to housing, but said they are in contact with those who need the help. Neighbors tell me they are just glad things are moving forward.
We are very happy that this is over. I wasn't sure that was ever going to happen. It's been going on since last November.
I'm told Indy DPW will be back to clean up most of the trash and clothes and debris still left behind. There is quite a bit of it. Streets to Home also told me they will have an update on their outreach efforts tomorrow. We know there are a lot of players and organizations in this to kind of get help to these people who have called this home since as far back as November. So we're hoping to have that update tomorrow or whenever they give it to us.
All right, so just a variety of people there all kind of needing a different solution really to get from that situation to the next one. So we know that does take time.
Absolutely.
All right, Ashton, thank you so much. A Shelbyville mother could now be facing neglect charges for her alleged role in her toddler's death. Police were called to a home around 10:45 last night, and they tell 13 News that when they arrived, they found the mother and her child, who's 22 months old, lying in the driveway. Officers tried to provide medical assistance to that child, but determined that the child had died. The mom now facing a preliminary charge of neglect in the case, and we're working to find out what happened there that led up to the death of that baby. Today, Indiana Democrats held a rally against redistricting Indiana's congressional maps.
Dozens showed up to the State House, including former South Bend Mayor and U.S. Transportation Secretary Pete Buttigieg. As you well know, this has been an ongoing debate. Governor Braun says if he calls a special legislative session on this topic of congressional redistricting, it could happen anytime between November and the beginning of January. Governor Braun says he wants this to be a decision, though, that lawmakers come to on their own. He says he's hearing that some Republican lawmakers are now in favor of a special session. But people at today's rally say they showed up to make sure lawmakers know there are voters against the idea.
And I just think we have to recognize that the government does not elect our government officials, the voters elect. So don't be trying to pick your voters.
I think a lot of people are just fed up with politics and they don't even know for sure what's going on because it's so frustrating to them. They just want to close their eyes and go, I'm just going to go about my business. And we have to let people know what's happening so that they will speak up and have a voice and hopefully come out and vote.
Democrats have said if a special session does happen, they'll file lawsuits against any new maps that are drawn.
Today, the Indiana Department of Correction, Ivy Tech Community College, and the Last Mile came together to honor 85 graduates at the Indiana Women's Prison. Now, the goal of the Last Mile program is to help prepare incarcerated individuals for life on the outside. Today, the grads earned either their high school equivalency or received certifications in literacy, business tech, cosmetology, or culinary arts. And some of the graduates talked about the correlation between school and life.
Even though I made mistakes, Ivy Tech staff kept pushing me to be better. Learning to be me has been a long journey. It has taken me a long time to get to know myself and on some days to really like and love myself. Ivy Tech gave me a chance to give back. I was able to learn and grow by helping others. I have had the opportunity to tutor students and see them reach their full potential. It was nice to show them that someone believed in them like Ivy Tech believed in me.
So congratulations to the 85 graduates today, and you can see Indiana Governor Mike Braun was there to shake their hands and say, job well done.
All right, let's talk about the weather on this Friday Eve.
Yes.
And Rob Ellis is here, and wow, it was pleasant this morning.
Yes.
Another day full of sunshine.
Yep.
Got a little sticky out there this afternoon.
It heated up big time. We're at 88 degrees right now. Yeah. Is that going to be our high for the day, you think?
I think we're probably going to see some locations, maybe even Indy, top 90 degrees. I think it's certainly possible, and if we don't do it today, it's a good chance we could do it tomorrow. Now, it is heading closer and closer to fall, but you wouldn't know that by looking at those temperatures.
No.
Summer.
It does, yes. There's some changes on the way.
Okay.
The question is, when will they arrive and what exactly will it mean for us? So you look at the temperatures. Some locations just touching or about to get to 90 degrees. Terre Haute there at 89. I did have a couple of 90s on this map about an hour or so ago. But temperatures very warm. The air is relatively dry, which is a bit of good news there. But that dry air allows the temperatures really to warm up very quickly. As Dustin said, it was kind of pleasant this morning, and then the heat really turned up. Now, it's a dry forecast, at least through today and really into tomorrow. But I want to turn your attention to this. Now, this pattern that's in place has been in place for quite a while. It means that we've had pretty dry conditions, but there have been some showers and storms a couple of states to our west. That's going to shift just a little bit, and we'll start to take this and pull it a little bit closer. And that means that it will increase our rain chances. But it's not going to happen in the short term. This is going to take several days before that finally happens. So in the short term, it's a dry forecast. We'll take the 80s. Eventually, we'll cool them back down into the 70s. We'll see those south winds stay relatively light, and overnight, mostly clear skies expected with low temperatures pleasant yet again down into the low 60s. And tomorrow, we'll do it all over again. I'll be back in a bit with a look at when you can expect that chance for some changing conditions, including some much needed rain. In the meantime, the weather's not causing any problems for traffic right now. Overall, the big picture here is looking pretty good. There was one stalled vehicle just south of the north split that caused some issues on 65 southbound. That is still, that's been resolved, but it's still causing some backups. And then there's the usual slowdowns on 465 northbound on the northeast side. As DOT changes one of the cameras for us here, looking through the north split towards the south split. This is the ongoing traffic concerns that we typically have every single day, but it was compounded by that stalled vehicle as the DOT pans up to check out the traffic issues that are ongoing there. Also on the northeast side, as I mentioned, this is 465 at 71st Street. You can see the construction still continuing to cause slowdowns. Traffic is moving pretty nicely. Typically those northbound lanes, the ones that are coming toward you, are the ones that back up the most, but they seem to be moving pretty smoothly at this hour.
All right, thank you so much, Rob. We'll check back. In the meantime, we're looking ahead. The Colts are looking to keep their hot start going this weekend when they travel south to visit the Titans of Tennessee.
Yeah, the team's off to its first 2-0 start since 2009. Colts fans have been relishing that this week, but we got to keep going. Now they hit the road for the first time this season. One positive note, one of them anyway, heading into this weekend's matchup is that Jonathan Taylor is leading the NFL in rushing. He was named AFC Offensive Player of the Week after running for 165 yards and catching 2 passes, including a touchdown in a win over the Broncos Sunday. Today at practice, Taylor spoke about what has changed for him over the years.
I mean, definitely sometimes it's scheme. Sometimes it's just however the game is going, you know, what the coaches want to call. But at the end of the day, the overall goal is when your number is called, you got to make the play.
The Colts come into this weekend's matchup with a 4-game winning streak against the Titans. Our Dominic Miranda will be there this weekend. He's going to have the highlights from the Nashville game right after it happens. Kickoff set for Sunday afternoon at 1. And it is do or die for the Fever tonight. The team set to take on the Dream in just a couple of hours.
They hope to be their nightmare, don't you think?
Yes.
Our Eli Gain is in College Park, Georgia tonight. We're going to check in with Eli as we count down to tip-off live in just about 30 minutes from now. But don't worry, for all you fans who couldn't make the trip, dry your eyes because you can still come together and cheer on the team because there is an official watch party tonight right here.
That's right. The District Tap, downtown Indy, is hosting tonight's event. Tip-off is at 7:30, so make sure you're there by 7:30. There will be games, prizes, a special meet and greet too.
It's always fun to get together. You know, you want to make sure you go down and get your seat. And look at this long list. Oof. This is a quick reminder of all the Fever players that we know and love, but we're not going to see them on the court during the game tonight because of injury. We've got Chloe Bibby, Caitlin Clark, Sydney Colson, Sophie Cunningham, Demarius Dantas, and Ari McDonald. So frustrating that they're all out, and then yet you also got to say, wow, they've had these substitutions and, you know, they've got this far and they're just one game away from making it to the second round.
They've overcome a lot of obstacles, and especially when you think about these players who have come in to sub for these injured players, they don't have the camaraderie necessarily or the chemistry because they're coming from here and there and everywhere, and they've still been able to make it happen.
Right, so these hardship contract players are really playing off, and we're going to have more from Eli coming up live here at 4:30. In the meantime, we've got some good news for Starbucks lovers because the company says it's about time to bring back a fall favorite.
And free speech concerns, the latest in the fallout over Jimmy Kimmel's Late Show being indefinitely pulled. Rob?
And we've been talking about a pattern change. When will this rain finally bring us relief from the dry conditions that we've been seeing? I'll show you coming up.